Live from the ABA annual meeting at the Hilton, New York, the American Bar Association section of Intellectual Property Law and the ABA Center for Continuing Legal Education present Counterfeiters and Pirates, knocking them off their game. Moderating today's program is Nicholas McAfee with Strikeman Elliott in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada.
Welcome to the Intellectual Property Law section program, Counterfeiters and Pirates, knocking them off their game. Also sponsored by the Forum on Entertainment and Sports Industries. My name is Nicholas McAfee, and I've been asked to moderate this excellent panel that you'll be seeing this afternoon. As everyone in this room knows, counterfeiting and piracy have been a long-standing and broad-spectrum problem in a variety of industries. And even a brief walk around New York that I took yesterday shows that the problem is still there, unless Rolex suddenly has a strange new distribution system that they're just trying out. It seems like any time an intellectual property right is worth protecting, whether it's trademark, copyright, patent, certification, there's someone who's interested in taking that goodwill and adopting it to their own use in counterfeit or pirate products. And the problem has only become worse and more difficult to resolve in the high technology age, where the internet makes movement of funds, information, technology much more rapid, much more difficult to trace. And counterfeits are not just in luxury goods, they show up in pharmaceuticals, medical products, a variety of circumstances where the issue is not just commercial, but a serious health and safety issue. Today we have the privilege of hearing from a panel from across the spectrum, both the private and public law sectors and from the bench. I can assure you that they are the genuine article. They are representatives of IP private practice, public law, federal government institutions, and the bench, and they'll be giving insights, their experiences, and strategies to turn the tables on the counterfeiters and knock them off their games. The one issue that's worth raising right at the outset is the importance of tracking down, identifying, investigating, and ultimately stopping the counterfeiters, and the ability to do so, particularly in an international marketplace, in international jurisdiction. And this is a panel that will be able to do that. The only aspect of the counterfeiting trade that I don't think we were able to have represented today was the counterfeiting industry. There are a fair number of members of that, but we weren't able to get them to speak, I think largely because they were concerned that some of their other panelists might either arrest them or put them in jail. But we do have representatives from every other sector, and I'll introduce them briefly to you. I'll give you a more fulsome introduction as we go through the program. Immediately to my right, your right as well, is Stacey King, senior IP lawyer from Richmond International. And next to her, Mark Mutterpearl, a partner of Fulbright and Jaworski here in New York. Matthew Basur, federal prosecutor in the Computer Crime and Intellectual Property section of the United States Department of Justice. Edward Tarver Jr., senior criminal investigator, special agent with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Judge Liu of the U.S. District Court, Central District of California, and Rachel Bay, Director for Intellectual Property and Innovation in the Office of the United States Trade Representative. They'll be able to give you a bit of a cross-section and anatomy of an enforcement and investigation and litigation in trying to enforce intellectual property rights. The program is as tightly packed as the speakers are, so I will turn it over to them directly. We'll be starting with the view of intellectual property rights holders. Stacey King is senior IP lawyer for Richmond International, which is owner of some of the world's best-known luxury brands, such as Cartier, Piaget, and Montblanc. Based out of London, England, Ms. King's work involves all aspects of internet, IP, and emerging technologies, including transactional matters, as well as, importantly, investigations, enforcement, domain name, and anti-counterfeit efforts for the group's brands. She was previously in private practice at Finnegan Henderson, Faribault, Garrett & Dunner, and is also an adjunct professor of trademark law and unfair competition at the Columbus School of Law at the Catholic University of America. So she's here to speak to us with her perspective and experience of IP rights holder and some of the successes and challenges that they've been facing.
Okay, thank you. I think we all know what we consider to be the world's oldest profession, and I think a very good argument can be made that counterfeiting is the